Sebastien Giniaux plays with the lateral pick, not with the tip of the pick, but with lateral side. Instead of putting your hand like this, the angle of the pick down, right? He uses the pick upwards. So to speak, George Benson technique. Robbie Nolan uses that technique.
I have maybe 200 picks. Yeah, sorry.
It's like a pair of shoes with the ladies. No, just kidding.
O mais importante, eu acho que...
What's the most important thing about the pick? Go ahead, Flávio.
É o jeito como você toca. Então...
It's how you pick. That's the Sebastien Giniaux, Adrien Moignard technique. If you're playing rest stroke, regular rest stroke, you play the note and you stop. I'm playing the fourth string, right? I play the fourth string and I stop on the third string. But this Sebastien Giniaux, Adrien Moignard kind of style, you play and you stop on the same string, on the fourth string. So you play and stop. You rest the pick on the fourth string. Go ahead, Flávio.
Yeah. E apoio na mão direita é muito, muito importante.
Okay, it's super important to have that support.
Ok? Eu toco para baixo e paro para cima. Quando eu toco para baixo, eu paro com a palheta para cima.
Down, up. Down, up.
Quando eu toco para cima, eu paro com a palheta para baixo. Ok?
And the opposite. If you play up, you stop with the downstroke. Up,
okay.
Staccato down. And notice that I'm not even lifting my finger. I'm playing up, staccato.
Exactly.
You see? Or... And this reverberates, the sound reverberates more.
Então, esse exercício não significa que a gente vai tocar assim, mas significa que a gente vai colocar a mão no lugar certo.
Yeah, it's the placement of the hand. It's not as much as you're always going to play like this, but the placement of the hand is going to go to the proper place. It's like when I hear guys, of course, Adrien Moignard, Sebastien Giniaux, Peter Lagren, Gonzalo Vergara, they always have this this attack, right? The notes, you can hear every note, even when they are playing super fast. The definition of every note is like, I can hear this clearly. It's pick, pull off, slide.
Talvez.
Django would not do the pull off. He would play down, up, slide. Or right. Down, up, pull off. The minor swing, the first chord progression that you think is A minor to D minor. Now, second step, A minor, A7 to D minor. And now the jazz player, blame it on Charlie Parker and company. Instead of thinking about A7, you're gonna start thinking B flat to D minor, B flat minor to D minor. Whoa. But the chord is A minor. What? But it works because this is the beginning of chord superimposing chords. Okay. The new generation of contemporary gypsy jazz players are more and more influenced by jazz, of course. And so the picks, the techniques, the support on the right hand, on the left hand, it's a little bit different. Do you want to have a more traditional sound or a more contemporary sound? Do you want to play like gypsy jazz purely like Django in the 30s, or do you want to mix it up with this Birelli or Stockello kind of style, or this Moignard, Giniaux style, you know? And I think the most important thing here that Flávio is sharing with us is focus on different ways to make the guitar sing. This was 2015. I played with Paulo Schaefer. I was practicing warming up, and Paulo came on my back and he put his arms like this on the guitar, and I just saw his hands and the way he grabs the pick. Like, I'm here and I see his hands here playing, right? And I'm like, I just had this kind of meltdown, temporary meltdown, because then I understood how he places the hand, how he uses the pick in his style. And for instance, we're talking about picks. Do you know how Paulo Schaefer grabs a pick? Not the tip, not the side. He actually does this to the pick. Let me put it here. He does this to the pick. He puts the thumb behind, and so he plays with this part, right? He plays with this part, and the angle of the hand is like, okay, so everybody has a different way to approach the instrument, approach the pick, different sizes of the pick, different angles of the hand. Some players use this kind of a classical approach. The fingers are perpendicular to the string. Other guys play more like in an angle, like Django used to play a lot with fingers kind of parallel, almost parallel to the string. So instead of playing like this, right? All of this is going to matter in the sound that you produce. We went to visit the Musée d'Orsay, and the guys Mario and Marian were already outside of the museum, and I was like, oh, Van Gogh and Gauguin and whatever, and I just go down the stairs and I hear one of my favorite songs ever being played on a clarinet outside the street, Si tu vois ma mère. Typical Parisian sight, right? Leaving a museum and a guy is playing, and I didn't look anywhere, and Mario and Marian, of course, were next to this old guy playing a clarinet, and his son was playing a vertical piano in the middle of the street in front of d'Orsay, and it was beautiful. And then we started talking, and these are professional musicians, super great musicians, clarinet and piano player, and the old guy, the clarinet musician, picked up his phone and said, "Oh, you're musicians, so come to a jam that's gonna happen here and there, and listen to this." And he put the phone, and we're like, "Man, this is like Django." But what recording is this from Django? What song is this? This is not we never knew this recording, and we started thinking, okay, this is not Django, but this is so close and kind of perfect way to replicate what Django used to play, and we're like, how is this possible? Come to the jam and I'll introduce you to this guy. So it was Duvet Dunayevsky. You hear it, and it's like, oh man, this is like Django. This is Django style. Probably Stockelo Rosenberg is the guy that comes closer to Django in phrasing, because basically Stockelo just picks up the guitar and he plays every solo and every note that Django played. Duvet is in that path also, and it's always nice for you to hear the articulation, the technique, the expression, the dynamics, the way Django, Stockelo, Birelli, Sebastien Giniaux, Adrien Moignard, Gonzalo Percara, Yngwie Malmsteen, Steve Vai, the Bina Coquette. How are they articulating? How are they expressing themselves? I also brought some examples for you to focus on what Django usually do in his solos, or in an approach to a melody, to a head, that are so typical, but we don't even realize that is the signature moves of this genre. Okay, something so simple as the use of slides. We always hear Django doing. Wait. He's not playing. He's playing. He's not even picking up. Right? And we almost forget that, Django used to play these long slides, right? Or the way, so, and this is an arpeggio. If you come to think about, you can play, or you can play, and you notice that the attack is like, it's what Flávio was sharing with us. The attack is much more precise, right? To me, it's kind of disheartening hearing a great musician or great instructor or whatever, or great phrase, but it lacks on expression. Sometimes we're playing minor swing, just playing the notes. Where is the juice of the notes, right? And of course it's difficult because of the instrument, because of the technique, because of the recording equipment, because it doesn't translate sometimes without editing what we actually are playing. And but I think that's the most important thing, not what you play. You can play a lot of scales, like Flávio was saying, a lot of scales, a lot of arpeggios, a lot of chord substitutions, blah, blah, blah. But here, with combination of the hands, of course, but here is how you play, how you attack, how you articulate, how you do the staccato, right? How you stop the note, how long is your legato, your staccato, how vibrant is the note, right? This kind of phrase, Django doesn't play like that, right? It plays more like, right? It's more vibrant, more, it's bigger, it's, and also, so, and for this, for the vibrato, notice that Django used to do a lot of, or, right? This vibrato with the tremolando, it's one note, right? It's one note, and in the middle of a solo, right? It gives that extra flair. So focus on the tremolando and the vibrato. Take advantage of 16th notes, not in a not in a Rosenberg kind of play like like super run, but you're playing with those ta-da-da. It's kind of this right hand trills, which is something that Sokolo uses more in this kind of phrasing, right? Da 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 da. If you can support the note on your left hand, you have amazing vibrato. Right? The way you use bends, think about the bend for the root, the bend for the third, the bend for the fifth, right? But in this style, you start thinking about the bend for the sixth. Right? And sometimes you play the sixth and bend, so support on your left hand. Minor swing. Django does this phrase. He's aiming to the ninth of A minor, but since we're playing half step bending, you're actually gonna start the bend on the on a flat 9, which is the worst note you can play against an A minor. But as Flávio was saying, this is a chromatic passing tone, and you start on an off note to go to an extension note, and this is like, okay. If you start on the third, you can start on the 6th and you go to the 7th, right? And you can start on the major 3rd, Django used to play this a lot, to the 7th, to the 11th. This is amazing. And also another way for you to think about bends is not the upper bend, but actually if you go to the D7, you're gonna bend to the 4th and back to the 3rd. Right? It's kind of using this suspended 4th to the 3rd, instead of thinking like this movement, start thinking like this movement. Two strings. Django used to do this because he only had 2 fingers. It enhances the way you make the guitar sing, weep, cry, shout. Check how you can support your right hand or your left hand, how the angle of the pick, the thickness of the pick. Oh, another thing that we didn't mention, where on the guitar are you putting the pick, okay? And this is super important. Probably Giniaux is the guy that experiences more. I remember I'm a huge John Scofield fan myself, and Scofield places he's not a very big guy, but he places his hand like outside of the how do I say this?
Bridge?
The bridge. The bridge. He places his hand and he just picks like here all the time. It's amazing. And that punctuated that groovy soul, bluesy soul kind of sound that Scofield has, so sharp, so in your face, right? In Gypsy Jazz, you usually don't play as much in here. It's not necessarily a closed solution. Today, you just find out, oh, this is wonderful. Tomorrow, I remember that kind of pick. Well, I can't show you, but the finger and the pick upside. Okay, I tried some months ago. I tried to go back to this technique, and I was like, God damn it! Why didn't I stick to this technique? And like 4 or 5 days later, I was like, screw this. I can't do this anymore. You know, it's always great for you to create your own comfort zone, and I think that's the most important thing. Try with this, with the point, with the side, with a bigger area of support, with a pick down, with pick up. Okay, try different combinations. Try this and then let me know if it works or if it was super frustrating. But when you're playing a solo, one song, try to grab in different ways, in a different lick or a different phrase or a different chorus. Try different stuff instead of just playing notes and all. I have a lot of harmony and a lot of chops and a lot of licks, but it just sounds flat. No. You can think about B.B. King. B.B. King plays the 3 notes for he only played 3 notes his entire life, and it grooves, right? And also Django, if you also think about Django, didn't play so many scales and so many arpeggios, so many. No, he picked up an idea and he just took off with that idea, and the expression, support, the technique, the sliding, the vibrato, the bending, the choice of notes, specifically the choice of notes. I think that's the most important thing. Think about this. The whole world depends on on your ability to express yourself, right? Whenever I hear Django playing that kind of vibrato, is like, fuck, this is the most important thing in the world. At that moment, I don't want to play, right? This doesn't sound like anything, right? But this, it's like the whole world depends on this note. I'm playing like with every inch of energy and heart, and you know. What do you say, Flávio?
Você tá... É exatamente isso.
Flávio is not agreeing with me. No, I'm kidding. No, he is.
La pompe. Deixa a palheta sempre em contato com a corda. Por exemplo.
Okay. Every time you play la pompe, keep contact. The pick always has to have a contact with the string.
Not this. Not, please.
Flávio, thank you so much for your experience, your insights, the way you shared these ideas with the guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, mano.
Maravilhoso, Flávio, maravilhoso.
Obrigado, Pedro. Obrigado. Obrigado, Nuno. Você está fazendo um excelente trabalho. Está levantando muitas pessoas interessadas e conectando muitas pessoas. Isso é muito legal.
Thank you, Flávio. Yeah, I think it's the most important thing to connect people. I mean, Alexander is in Holland, Adrien is in Stockholm, Carlos is in Frankfurt, Pedro is in Portugal, Lisbon, Dave is in Wales.
Not Lisbon, Setúbal.
Setúbal, sorry, Pedro.
No, don't worry, be happy.
Setúbal, okay. Guys, Flávio, once again, thank you very much for your insights. Dave, Carlos, Adrien, Alexander, Pedro, and all the guys that are supporting this session. Thank you very much, and see you tomorrow or next week, or send me a message or an email, or keep in touch. Okay?
Obrigado, Nuno. Obrigado a todos. Muito obrigado. Thank you very much, all.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, Dave. Bye,
It's a pleasure.
Bye, Adrien. Bye.
Everybody.
Bye,
Carlos. Janus.